I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I'm just getting ready to go do some errands. I don't need to do anything crazy with my face today, but today I really wanted to try for the first time my new Sydney Grace products, and I figured I could bring you guys along with me. I have one of their new blushes to try. I have the shade Dreamy. Ooh, oh yeah, it looks great with this shirt. And I have the California Coast palette. This was released last year, but you know, I just picked it up this year. Look at there. So but definitely try those, although I'm also thinking I might want to try these singles. They sent these little freebie singles with my order. I probably will stick with the palette though, but first I have to quick go through the rest of my makeup. I'll probably speed through that pretty quickly with you guys just because, you know, I want to get to the Sydney Grace things. The stars of the show. I'm trying a new Earl Grey to me today. It is from Pomade tea. It's been sitting here steeping next to me. Let's take my first sip. Oh, I like it already. Good amount of bergamot, and the bergamot is really, it's not soapy, kind of florally actually, and creamy. That's a good one. Okay, I've already got my glowy sunscreen on that doubles as a primer, the one from Tula. So now I'm gonna just go in with my Project Pan foundation. I'm using the one from Essence. I'm almost done with this. And I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit out on the back of my hand, like so. And I've been using a puff again to apply foundation. I saw Tati doing this the other day. It reminded me how much I used to love doing that. I mean, she's the one who got me started doing it anyway. But after my Blendiful got ripped to shreds, I kind of stopped doing it. But obviously you can do it with any puff. So I'm just using one of the cheap ones. I've got a bunch of these from Amazon. And I have to admit that the finish of doing it with a puff is absolutely glorious. It's so pretty. This is a pretty foundation anyway, but just applying it with a puff makes it just melt into the skin. I don't know why, but it really looks good. There, I'm just gonna give it to one little light layer today. Now I'm gonna use my Glossier concealer. I don't think I've tried using this with a puff. I should try with that today. I'm gonna like put it on with my finger, but then maybe blend it out with the puff and see how it looks. I don't know, we'll see. Oh, it's really nice. It's really good. I haven't tried washing this particular brand in the sink. I guess I will be experimenting with that and seeing how it washes. Now I'm gonna try just dipping right in and going from the jar. I tend not to do that with brushes because I feel like I pick up way too much product, but we'll see how it goes with the puff. Yeah, I did pick up more than usual, but it seems to be looking okay. Now I do have some healing acne marks and things. I'm just gonna use my NARS Soft Matte Concealer. I use the shade Vanilla. Actually, just take a small fluffy brush, pick up a little bit of that, and just brush it on those spots. There we go. I prefer the NARS one for like concealing actual acne spots versus the Glossier one. The Glossier one is just so hydrating. Whereas the NARS one being soft matte, I feel like it does do a better job of concealing. Plus it has much more coverage than the Glossier one does. Okay, I'm gonna bronze with my e.l.f. putty bronzer. This is the shade Honey Drip. I put most of it on my forehead and just bring it down my cheeks. I feel like I'm just, I don't know, it looks a little unnatural for me to have bronzer on my cheeks. I just don't really get tan. So I try not to put too much bronzer there. There, liking how that looks. I'm gonna keep it very casual with my brows today. I'm just gonna throw in some of my Merit Volumizing Pomade. I use the shade Brown. All right, I feel like I really wanna get my lips done before I get to my eyes and cheeks, so let's just quick do that. I'm gonna use my Project Pan lip liner. This is from Goss. This is the lip pencil in the shade Mauve. I honestly have no idea where I got this brush from, but it's from Sephora. I'm like, when did I pick up this brush? I have no idea. This is the Precision Concealer brush. I'm just gonna use it to blend out the lip liner. I know people do this with their fingers all the time. I find that when I use my fingers, it gets like outside my lip lines. I'm just not good at keeping it in the lips. There, now I wanna use my Almay Go Wild lipstick. Have you guys ever tried these? They're so nice. This is their matte formula, but it's like a very creamy matte. This particular shade, Go Wild, so light. I really have to use a lot of lip liner when I use it, but the actual formula is so delightful. See, that looks nice. Such a thin, creamy formula. Doesn't make your lips look crackly or that thick, goopy feeling that some lipsticks can do. This is just really good. I pulled this out in my Shop My Stash and I cannot stop using it. Okay, finally, let's get to this blush. So this blush is actually more cool toned than I was expecting. I tried not to purchase something that was actually this color. I wanted something that was a little bit warmer, but I failed, but that's okay. I like this color. I could easily wear this color, but I have not yet tried it at all. So I'm gonna try it on one side with just my fingers and I might try it with a brush on the other side. It feels nice and melty. So there's a swatch of the shade Dreamy. Let's try here. They are not sticky at all. It instantly feels like it's setting down to like a cream to powder finish, like really quickly actually. I'm still blending it out, but it feels like at this point, like there's not cream that I'm working with. It's very thin. Wow, that was unique actually. Really interesting. I like it. Let's try it with a brush on this side and try not to pick up too much here. Yeah, that side, more than the other side. I'll have to add more to the other side. I am actually really impressed by the way that this is laying on my skin. It's very, very thin. Like, it has kind of an airbrush finish. I noticed that on both the side where I use my fingers and the brush. I'm kind of going over both sides with the brush now, just trying to get even pigment on both sides. But I am feeling really good about this formula. Yeah, it doesn't feel wet or sticky at all. It sets down very well. And using my fingers, doing the finger test. Let's check it out. Looks good, but by finger test, I mean if I like put my finger in it, will it leave like a fingerprint? Like move around, and that is not the case. It has set down and it's not moving, and it doesn't look patchy. And the shade is actually very pretty as well. I just cannot stop looking at the finish. It looks kind of airbrushed, and I know it's probably hard to see on camera, but looking up close, I can see how thin it is, and it's just laying beautifully on my skin. I'm very impressed, very impressed. And even though I have a little bit of a glow going on, I wouldn't say that this is a dewy blush. It's just very, very skin-like and natural. Very, very beautiful. And the more I look at it, the more I can't stop. Like, I'm actually like getting more and more impressed the longer I look at it. Obviously, wear time, I'll have to check it out and see. Be prepared for, you know, a speed review on this blush at the end of the month. So exciting. Okay, so now let's dive into the California coast. So, oh my gosh. Oh, to give you some quick swatches. Half Moon Bay. Ooh, Laguna. That's probably the shade I'll use in my crease today. Glass Beach. Butterfly Beach. Holy cow. On my skin, that looks really, really cool tone, like practically purple. I feel like in the pan, it looks like a cool tone shade, but not quite that grayish purple. Wow. Malibu. This next one, I'm pretty sure I'm going to horribly mispronounce the name. In English, it looks like La Jolla Shores. I bet you it's La Jolla Shores. Am I right? Let me know. It is a very deep color. Next, Big Sur. Wow, that's a rich shade too. Santa Cruz. Ooh, very rich. And then we have Carmel Beach, which, oh, yeah, gorgeous. What a nice, look at that color story. I mean, right? How could I resist this palette? I couldn't. It released last year. I've been kind of just waiting around for this next sale to pick it up. I'm going to be really, really pleased with this. So obviously looking at how deep and rich these shades go, this could easily become a super glam palette. But like I said, I'm just kind of going to the grocery store and stuff today. I'm just going to do something very easy and everyday. I'm going to quick throw on some Milani eyeshadow primer. Yeah, I'm going to start with the shade Laguna up here. If you've never tried Sydney Grace mattes, they are quite pigmented, blendable though, like easy to build up. And the actual formula, it can vary, I think, from matte to matte, but in general, they're kind of powdery, which I don't mind. The shadows come with almost 2 grams worth of product in them. They are really big shadows. And even though they're powdery, they are not dry. Like, they have a beautiful texture to them that to me could be like a blended out cream shadow easily. They just have such a great texture. I don't know how they do that, if there's like oils or something in the shadow. Yeah, that's great. That's a great shade. I'm just gonna take a little bit of Glass Beach and fluff that in my outer corner. Okay, now I'm gonna use my finger with the shade Half Moon Bay. You know I was going for that shade first, right? Gotta try the pink, and oh, yes. That shade is actually pinker than I expected. Very pretty though. Okay, I'm gonna take Laguna again, just on my lower lash line. I think I got a little wild my brush over here. I'm just gonna get a little bit of concealer and clean that up. Just gonna use a little bit of the Glossier. Just right here on the outer corner where the shape got a little funny. And just a little bit more blending. Okay, I'm just gonna throw on some eyeliner. This one from Pixie is in my project pan. It's the shade Matte Mulberry. Okay, so now I'm gonna throw on some mascara. The one I've been testing is this one from Lottie London. This is the one Kelly Gooch raves about. And there's someone else who's raving about this too. This is the Super Fake Mascara. This is what the wand looks like. It's very, very small and spiky, and actually I'm really enjoying the wand. At some point during the month, I'll put up a short with my findings about this mascara. But my initial reaction is very, very positive. I mean, look at that. And this is the eye that I feel like I have worse lashes on. It's pretty impressive. So much for my everyday grocery store look. This ended up getting a bit more glam than I was expecting, but I just couldn't stop. I was enjoying myself so much. That is a very, very impressive mascara. Wow. I did get a little bit on my lid. I'll go back and clean that up. A little bit of MAC Fix Plus. Should have done that before mascara, but whatever. I will be right back with some thoughts. Okay, I also just put a little bit of powder under my eyes to keep mascara from transferring. Spoiler alert, that's been my only issue with the Lottie London mascara. Like, it just looks absolutely amazing, but I find it does transfer a little bit on me. It flakes. So I'm trying out some different strategies to see if I can help with that situation. But okay, so what do we think of this palette? Well, I think it's beautiful. I think that this will be an easy everyday palette for me, even though I ended up being, you know, a lot more glam than I expected today. It's easy to go there with all Sydney Gray shadows because they're so pigmented, so foiled, so beautiful. But this color story really is a beautiful everyday color story. Like, I will have no problem reaching for this. Can't wait to try this shade down here. Caramel Beach, that shade. I have to tell you, I am so impressed with this blush formula. Like, trying to lay my finger on it, but what's so good about it, it's gonna take me a little bit of contemplation. I think I tried to explain like its texture to you, but just looking at it on my skin, it really feels so unique. You guys know I have tried a lot of cream blush, so I am delighted to find that Sydney Gray's came out with such a good formula. This is so cool, and I will definitely keep you updated on wear time. Did you guys try anything from the Sydney Gray sale? If so, let me know. And what have you been thinking? I know they also released cream highlighters and cream bronzers. Like, oh my gosh, have you guys been trying them? What do you think of them? I'm totally interested now. I mean, I was interested before, but especially after trying this, I'm gonna have to go wash all these swatches before I go to the store. I have gone to the store before with swatches like on my arms and forgotten, and had people like, what happened to you? Just because I don't know, must have been swatching something purpley and it looked like I had terrible bruising. I was like, oh, maybe just blush swatches. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you very soon in the next one. Bye.